Most residential zero-turn mowers look the part, but fall short where it really counts. Cheap stamped decks, underpowered hydro drives, and a ride that leaves you sore before the job is done. On the other hand, commercial mowers are often overbuilt, overpriced, and packed with features that the average homeowner will never need. So where does that leave you? Probably wondering why the mower that actually fits your lawn is never the one getting all the attention. If you have been shopping around and keep running into the same overhyped models pushed by big names, you are not alone. The truth is, some of the best zero-turn mowers for residential use are the ones nobody is talking about. Today we are cutting through the noise to spotlight the most underrated zero-turn mowers that are built to deliver real value. These machines offer smooth handling, solid deck construction, and reliable performance without the inflated price tag. Whether you are maintaining a clean 2-acre cut or just tired of wrestling with your old rider, this lineup includes models that punch far above their weight.
Number 1. Bad Boy Revolt SD. It stands out as a highly capable residential stand-on mower that delivers commercial-grade performance where it matters most. Priced at approximately $5,699, it brings serious hardware into the homeowner space without bloating the cost with unnecessary features. It's a machine that often goes unnoticed, yet its performance, design, and durability make it one of the most compelling options for properties up to 2 acres. Powered by an 18.5 horsepower Kawasaki FS600V engine, this mower delivers steady torque and consistent cut quality across mixed grass conditions. With a displacement of 603 cc's and an air-cooled design, it is tailored for those who want reliability over raw, excessive horsepower. It hits the right balance of efficiency and endurance for weekly use, especially when mowing half-acre to 2-acre lots. Available in 34 and 42-inch deck options, the fabricated 7-gauge steel deck gives this mower a structural advantage over most residential zero-turns, which typically settle for thinner 10-gauge stamped decks. The all-steel construction and reinforced edges significantly reduce the risk of warping or denting when tackling uneven terrain or unexpected debris. The 34-inch version is especially useful for tight spaces, as it fits through standard backyard gates without modification, making it far more versatile than most stand-on mowers in its class. With a compact frame and a centered fuel tank, the Revolt SD maintains a low center of gravity that helps it stay stable on mild slopes and bumpy patches. The Hydro Gear 2800 integrated drive system gives it the kind of responsive handling and forward speed up to 9 miles per hour. Comfort isn't sacrificed in the name of performance. The patented suspension platform reduces fatigue during long mowing sessions, especially compared to rigid models like the Ariens Edge 34. The cutting height is manually adjusted from 2 to 5 inches, which could be inconvenient if your lawn has different grass zones or variable turf conditions that require frequent changes. Another downside is the lack of engine variety. Revolt SD is only available with the 18.5 horsepower Kawasaki, which performs well for most residential users but might underwhelm those planning to mulch heavy or mow thick overgrowth regularly. Additionally, while the mainline Revolt models offer Michelin wheels for airless convenience, the SD version sticks with pneumatic tires, which may not be ideal in puncture-prone areas. This mower is best suited for homeowners managing properties between half an acre and 2 acres, especially those with narrow gate entries, trees, or sloped yards that demand precision and agility. It's not built for expansive open fields, and it doesn't cater to users who need EFI engines, automatic deck lifts, or 48-inch decks.
At number 2, Ariens Ikon 42. It stands out as the most underrated residential zero-turn mower in its class. At a current retail price of $4,199, it bridges the gap between entry-level machines built for casual weekend use and commercial giants designed for daily abuse. Under the hood, it runs a 21.5 horsepower Kawasaki FR651 V-twin engine. This 726cc powerhouse is built with cast-iron cylinder liners, giving it the long-term reliability that Briggs & Stratton and budget Kohler engines struggle to match. The 42-inch cutting deck is fabricated from 11-gauge steel, meaning it's welded, not stamped. This gives it the strength to endure impacts from rocks and roots without flexing or warping over time. The enhanced airflow design supports even grass distribution and reduces clumping in damp conditions. It's a major step up from the 12 and 13-gauge stamped decks you typically find on similarly priced mowers like the Husqvarna MZ42 or Toro Timecutter SS4225. Its dual hydro gear EZT hydrostatic transaxles aren't built for towing logs or powering up steep inclines day after day, but for most homeowners, they'll get the job done with consistent performance. The forward speed tops out at 7 miles per hour and reverse caps at 3, which feels sluggish when backing up longer distances, but is serviceable for typical residential needs. One of the most overlooked details is the cutting height system. With 13 different positions ranging from 1.5 to 4.5 inches, it allows for precise adjustments that are often missing in budget models that limit you to just 6 or 7 settings. It uses a foot-operated deck lift, which feels smoother and more intuitive than manual levers. Comfort also gets serious attention. The high-back 22-inch seat includes armrest and thick padding, delivering solid support during extended mowing sessions. It does not include a suspension seat, so bumpy lawns will still transmit some shock, but the ergonomic design helps reduce fatigue. However, it's not without flaws. The Hydro Gear EZT transaxles are reliable but residential grade. They aren't designed for high-stress use and may require attention after several seasons. Belt wear is another common complaint, especially in thicker or wet grass. Some users have reported premature stretching or fraying, so keeping a backup belt is a smart move. The compact footprint is another plus. With the shoot-up width of 44.5 inches, the Ikon 42 fits through standard 48-inch gates, making it ideal for fenced yards.
At number 3, Exmark Quest V-Series. While most options in this class either cut corners on build quality or lean heavily on flashy features without real-world durability, the Quest V-Series delivers something far more valuable, a residential mower built with commercial-grade DNA. Quiet, efficient, and built for homeowners who expect more than stamped steel and plastic, this mower earns serious attention at $6,499. Power comes from 4 60-volt flex-force batteries, each with a 10 ampere-hour capacity, totaling 2,160 watt-hours of energy. That's enough for about 60 minutes of continuous mowing, depending on terrain and grass density. For larger properties, 2 additional batteries expand runtime up to 90 minutes, but this add-on brings the total investment well above $7,500. Still, that upgrade transforms this machine into a viable solution for properties up to 2.5 acres. The included 6-port rapid charger recharges each battery in about 50 minutes using sequential charging, and the onboard power management system is designed to prevent unexpected shutdowns even under load. The 42-inch Electric Series 2 fabricated deck is a standout. With a 10-gauge steel top reinforced by 12-gauge skirts and a 7-gauge front bumper, it's built to shrug off the kind of damage that would dent or warp stamped decks. This kind of construction is rare in the residential space and adds significant value for anyone mowing through uneven ground, overgrown patches, or areas with hidden obstacles. Blade tip speed clocks in at roughly 17,000 feet per minute. While not the fastest in its class, it's more than adequate for clean, consistent cuts across standard lawn conditions. It does fall slightly short in dense overgrowth, where high-lift gas decks tend to perform better. Speed maxes out at 7 miles per hour forward and 3.5 miles per hour in reverse. Comfort is another area where Exmark got it right. The high back seat offers solid lumbar support and decent cushioning. There's more legroom than you'll find on most competitors, and the wide foot platform helps reduce fatigue during longer mows. However, there's no suspension seat, which is something buyers in this price range might expect. On rough terrain, the lack of advanced shock absorption becomes noticeable. What truly separates the Quest V-Series from other residential electric mowers is the drivetrain. With no belts, spark plugs, oil filters, or fuel, maintenance is near non-existent. For those managing 1 to 2.5 acres who want a quiet, low-maintenance mower that won't fold under real-world conditions, the Exmark Quest V-Series is the smart choice.
At number 4, Bad Boy ZT Elite. At a starting price of $5,299 for the 48-inch model with the Kohler engine and topping out at $5,999 for the 60-inch version with the Kawasaki FR730V, the ZT Elite brings serious value to homeowners who refuse to settle. The first thing that stands out is the deck. Most residential mowers in this price range rely on stamped or thin-gauge fabricated decks, which eventually warp under rough use. Bad Boy took a different route, building the ZT Elite's deck from solid 7-gauge steel. That is significantly thicker and tougher than the 10-gauge decks found on models like the Toro Time Cutter or the 11-gauge decks used by Ariens Ikon. Reinforced edges and anti-scout wheels further protect the integrity of the cutting platform, making it suitable for uneven terrain, roots, and hidden obstacles without fear of bending or gouging. Under the seat, the drivetrain reveals why this mower belongs in a higher tier. The dual hydro gear 3100 transaxles are rated for light commercial use and offer smoother engagement, better torque, and longer life compared to the hydro gear 2100s found on the Toro Time Cutter or the EZT units used by Ariens Ikon. Engine options only add to the appeal. You get 3 choices: the 27 horsepower Briggs CXi27, the 26 horsepower Kohler Pro 7000, or the 24 horsepower Kawasaki FR730V. All 3 are air-cooled commercial-grade engines, which is rare in this segment. While the Briggs offers raw power and the Kohler is common in many mid-range mowers, the Kawasaki FR730V stands out for its long-term reliability and smoother performance. Comfort features are not overlooked either. It includes a patented independent front suspension that absorbs front-end shock. Adjustable steering arms and a dampened lap bar response further enhance control, especially during tight turns. The seat is padded and comfortable, though it lacks a suspension system. If you're mowing rough, bumpy terrain, that could become noticeable over time. Unlike some models from Toro or Cub Cadet that include suspension seating, the ZT Elite relies on its frame and front suspension for ride quality. Operational convenience is also well thought out. The deck height adjustment uses a foot assist pedal and a dial control, allowing for quick and precise changes without fumbling with manual levers. Speed maxes out at 7 miles per hour forward and 3.5 miles per hour in reverse. While not commercial level fast, it's more than enough for residential mowing.
At number 5, Greenworks Crossover Z. This 60-volt, 42-inch zero-turn mower is one of the most underrated electric mowers in the residential category. It runs on a set of 6 8-amp-hour 60-volt lithium-ion batteries, delivering a combined runtime of up to 60 minutes. In practice, you're looking at around 1 to 1.5 acres per charge, depending on the thickness of the grass and terrain type. It charges in just 90 minutes thanks to its 3 dual-port turbochargers, allowing for a fast turnaround if you're mowing larger areas with extra batteries. A full recharge setup is already included in the base package. With the top speed of 8 miles per hour and a blade speed of 17,000 feet per minute, it cuts fast and clean. Compared to gas mowers in the same price range, it holds its own in real-world conditions, offering torque comparable to a 22 to 24 horsepower engine. That means it doesn't bog down on small hills or dense patches, though it is only rated for use on slopes up to 15 degrees. Its 42-inch cutting deck is made from fabricated steel, not stamped, which is a major plus in this price range. Fabricated decks are more rigid and stand up better over time, especially if you're mowing over uneven terrain or occasional debris. In terms of handling, this mower is built for tight turns and narrow access. With the chute up, it has a width of just 44.5 inches, which means it fits through most standard gates. The lap bar steering is responsive and accurate, giving the same level of control you'd expect from a commercial-style gas mower. Greenworks delivers comfort with the high-back seat that supports longer mowing sessions. Where it starts to show some weaknesses is in battery management. 60 minutes is fine for most suburban loans under 2 acres, but if you're pushing past that regularly, expect to invest in extra batteries. Deck durability is solid but not invincible. While the fabricated steel is better than a stamped deck, it's still not commercial-grade 10-gauge like what you'd get from an Exmark Quest. On rocky or root-heavy properties, dense and long-term wear could be more noticeable. And while quality control is generally good, there have been some reported issues with charger reliability and software glitches in early production units. At the current price of $3,999, the Crossover Z is cheaper than the Ego Z6 and the Exmark Quest V series. This mower is best suited for homeowners with half an acre to 2 acres of lawn who want the power and cut quality of a gas model without dealing with belts, filters, oil, or fuel.
At number 6, Husqvarna Xcite Z380. Priced at $6,999, it runs on a 26 horsepower Kohler 7000 Pro Series engine with a cast iron cylinder sleeve and auto choke, a power plant designed for longer run times and heavier loads. This engine is paired with a Parker HT-E10 commercial-style hydrostatic transmission, delivering faster, quieter performance while reducing fuel consumption by up to 15% compared to traditional residential hydros. The deck is built from 10-gauge fully fabricated steel, tougher than the 12-gauge stamped deck on the Toro Time Cutter and even the 11-gauge on Ariens Ikon 52-inch. That matters when you're mowing over roots, stumps, or rocky patches. This deck doesn't flex or rattle like cheaper stamped designs. And this isn't just about durability. The Xcite Z380 reaches up to 9 miles per hour forward, giving you the speed to cover more ground without compromising cut quality. The deck lifts easily using a foot-assisted pedal and 12-position height dial, so you can fine-tune your cut from 1.5 to 4.5 inches without awkward levers or pins. Comfort-wise, Husqvarna went above and beyond. The smooth ride suspension system uses a 4-bar link design with 10 adjustable stiffness settings, giving you actual suspension travel, not just foam padding under your seat. It adapts to your weight and terrain, something you won't get on Toro's Time Cutter or even on most sub-7K zero turns. The high back seat with armrests adds to the comfort, especially on longer runs. Controls are where it gets even more advanced. Instead of reaching for a dash panel, the smart control system places buttons for starting the engine, engaging the blades, and monitoring status right on the motion levers. It's intuitive, and it keeps your attention on the yard, not the dashboard. Husqvarna uses DuraSharp self-sharpening blades, which can retain a cutting edge for up to 5 years under normal conditions. Now, while the Z380 punches above its weight, it's not perfect. Kohler engines have had reported valve train issues beyond 300 hours, though the 26 HP Pro Series version tends to be more reliable than the base 24 HP unit. It's something to be aware of if you plan to rack up heavy hours every season. Also worth noting, there's no ROP system, so if you're mowing slopes over 10 degrees, you might want to consider something with rollover protection like the Exmark Quest.
If one of these underrated zero-turns surprised you, imagine how it could change your mowing. These are the kinds of machines that do not make flashy headlines, but quietly outperform their price tags and competition year after year. If this video helped you find something better than expected, make sure to hit that thumbs up and share with others who might be stuck in the same mower rut. And if you want more real, no-nonsense breakdowns of the best gear for your yard, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss what is next. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your lawn sharp and your mower smarter.